What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro and Fan 9 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game Battletoads, which was released on the NES by Tradewest and Rare. And of course, Rare is currently owned by Xbox Studios and stuff like that. And essentially, the plot of the game is that Pimple and Princess Angelique Lika were kidnapped by the Dark Queen and her goons, and essentially Rash and Zit, the other two Battletoads, are on a mission to rescue Pimple and Princess Angelica and everything. And essentially, Battletoads got 13 stages where you fight the Dark Queen's goons and stuff like that, like the Psycho Pigs and the Walkers and stuff like that. And of the 13 stages that's in the game, six of the stages got bosses in it. Essentially, the big boss Walker, Big Black, Manus, General Slaughter, Buzzball, and the Dark Queen herself, and everything. And it goes without saying that Battletoads got the rap of being one of the hardest games that was released on the NES, along with like Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, and other games that was released on the NES and stuff like that. And I'll say the best example of how hard Battletoads is pretty much the turbo tunnel section where you have to ride the bike. And essentially, very few people have actually completed that section of the third stage. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of in a lot of instances, you have to hit the warp zone by accident just to get past that particular part. Because one of the last times I did play it, Battletoads, I hit the warp zone in the turbo tunnel section of stage 3 by accident. You know what I'm saying? Now, Battletoads is also a two-player co-op game, but unlike other co-op games on the NES, the only way to access the two-player co-op is for the second player to press start on the second NES controller, which is kind of odd to be truthful. Now, because of the difficulty of Battletoads, the two-player co-op is essentially it's simply frustratingly hard for the following reasons. The first one is both players while playing Battletoads can actually hit each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, compare that to say Double Dragon 2. You had the option of doing the two-player co-op A or two-player co-op B, where the one the one option is you couldn't hit each other, and the second option you could. And to me, Rare and Tradewest did not give you that option for some crazy reason. You know what I'm saying? Then the other flaw as relate to the difficulty is like, if one player dies, both of them got to start at the beginning or at a specific checkpoint, which lead to the third flaw of the game, where if one player gets to play the game over screen, both of them get the same game over screen and everything, which is, like I say, this outright frustrating. Now, to make it odd, the graphics and design are actually excellent with some very good color palettes and stuff. And with the controls and gameplay, it's pretty good beat 'em up fun. You know what I'm saying? If you play stuff like Double Dragon, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequels that was released on the NES, and stuff like that. Plus, the soundtrack and the sound effects are pretty excellent. with those three things, with the graphics, sound, and controls, Battletoads is a pretty good game. But the big flaw, as I mentioned before, is essentially the difficulty whether you're playing by yourself or the two-player co-op. Co-op. If they had actually reduced the difficulty to a manageable degree, everybody would not complain as much, and I actually get that. You know what I'm saying? So far as a score, I definitely give it a 7 out of 10, mainly because of the difficulty. If it wasn't for the difficulty, I would give it a higher score, stuff like that. Now, with that being said, you can sound off in the comment section about Battletoads, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 9 signing off.